It's official. Tesla is the first company in about a year to get a shout out from Nvidia and not go higher on that news. Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang told Yahoo Finance today, Tesla is far ahead in self-driving cars. Every single car someday, we will have to have autonomous capability. Elon Musk shared this post from Sawyer Merritt and thanks Jensen and tags Nvidia.
Well, Tesla is far ahead in self-driving cars. But every single car someday will have to have autonomous capability. It's safer, it's more convenient, it's more fun to drive.
I feel like in a weird way, Jensen Huang, Nvidia's CEO, saying this should put it more on the radar. Autonomous vehicles and Tesla's technology. Albeit that's not happening today, I do think this is good news for Tesla. Notice the words that Jensen Huang used. Tesla is far ahead in self-driving. Like, nobody can compete with Tesla, and that's basically what Nvidia's CEO just said. Jensen Huang did, though, kind of assume that there is going to be multiple successful winners in full self-driving. Now, the reason Tesla's stock could be declining today beyond just the markets having a bad day is this. Tesla omits 2030 delivery target from their impact report. Back even in 2021 and 2022, Tesla stated that their goal was to sell 20 million vehicles per year starting in 2030. But this year, they didn't say that. So maybe some investors find that a little concerning or disheartening. Overall, though, Tesla stock is not having a terrible day, only down about 1.6%. In fact, the S&P 500 is up about 0.25% today, and the NASDAQ is up more than that. But you do have 80% of stocks or more. Last time I checked, it was like 85% of stocks or so that are actually red today. So not a lot of stocks are doing well. But when you have Nvidia up 10% in a single day, that does tend to skew the indexes. This news is being credited by Ortex as market moving or Tesla moving, and could be having an effect on the stock today. Tesla has started construction of a factory in Shanghai to manufacture energy storage batteries, multiple media outlets reported Thursday, citing the company. The EV manufacturing giant will invest roughly 1.45 billion renminbi into the plant, Xena news agency reported, citing the administration of Lingang Special Area of China Pilot Free Trade Zone. The Shanghai megafactory is expected to start production in Q1 of next year and will manufacture up to 10,000 megapacks annually. So it looks like actual construction is already underway. After removing all job postings in North America 1 month ago, Tesla has just posted new job listings in the autopilot/robotics category. All other categories still show no job listings outside of START program opportunities, which are basically just an internship. There is quite a few different job openings. Just to read off a few: front-end software engineer AI tooling, back-end software engineer AI tooling. You have research scientist, foundation models, and self-driving, robotics engineer for self-driving software engineer, and AI infrastructure. Now, I think it might be a little difficult to fill some of these specific niche kind of job requirements, right? Because they just laid off a lot of people. So I don't think software engineer, somebody working on AI, is going to be rushing into Tesla as they just laid off a bunch of people. But hey, I guess if you're getting a job now at Tesla, maybe you do have more job security because that's a position that Tesla obviously wants or needs to fill. Tesla has released new autopilot safety data showing record safety. In Q1 2024, Tesla recorded one crash for every 7.63 million miles driven in which drivers were using autopilot technology, a new safety record and a 16% improvement via the previous all-time best. For drivers who were not using autopilot technology, Tesla recorded one crash for every 955,000 miles driven. By comparison, the most recent data available by the NHTSA and HWA from 2022 shows that in the US, there was one automobile crash approximately every 670,000 miles. This is the first time in over a year that Tesla has shared new autopilot safety data publicly. So quite literally, if you have autopilot engaged on your Tesla, it is 10 times safer than not. Well, technically over 10 times safer, more like 11 times safer. And that's the big reason why full self-driving and other autopilots will eventually become so mainstream, because the sheer safety aspect is unlike anything we have today. I mean, it's 11 times safer than you just driving your car. NVIDIA said on their Q1 earnings call last night, quote, "We supported Tesla's expansion of their AI training cluster to 35,000 H100 GPUs. Their use of NVIDIA AI infrastructure paved the way for breakthrough performance of FSD version 12, their latest autonomous driving software based on vision." Which I don't want to speculate too much, but it sounds like a partnership between Tesla and NVIDIA coming down the line wouldn't be too far-fetched. NVIDIA is talking very highly about Tesla. Just imagine what would happen to Tesla's stock if that happened and there were actually some kind of partnership in the works. In 2023, the global fleet of Tesla vehicles, energy storage, and solar panels enabled Tesla customers to avoid emitting over 20 million metric tons of CO2. That's equivalent to about 51 billion miles of driving on internal combustion engine vehicles. Tesla also says after approximately 3 years of driving, a Tesla EV's lifetime emissions are lower than those of a comparable ICE vehicle. While EVs today still emit more GHGs during the manufacturing phase, including emissions from the supply chain, it takes about 3 years worth of driving for the total emissions from a Tesla vehicle to fall below that of a comparable ICE vehicle. Now, this is actually pretty interesting. This is the waste per vehicle produced at Gigafactory Shanghai versus Fremont. Shanghai is 161 kilograms of waste per vehicle. Fremont is 413. And Model Y drivers drive more than the average driver out on US roads every year, with Model Y owners clocking in about 13,768 miles a year, and the average vehicle driving 11,142 miles per year. Clearly a testament to people loving their Teslas. Tesla's supercharger network achieved an average uptime rating of 99.97%, a new all-time high. 99% of Tesla vehicles recalled globally in 2023 didn't require a trip to a service center. Tesla says they received a record 5.9 million job applications in 2023, a 64% increase versus 2022. Tesla says that they track employee sentiment on an annual basis, and over 80% of respondents agreed or strongly agreed that they are overall satisfied with working at Tesla. In 2023, Tesla received 3 gigawatt hours of battery materials that were sent to their recycling partners, which is enough for 43,000 or more Model Y rear-wheel drive vehicles. Tesla has announced that it is working with its customers on Megapack projects upwards of 3,000 megawatt hours and expects total deployments in 2024 to grow by at least 75% compared to 2023. Obviously, the big story of the day today is NVIDIA earnings that, shockingly not shocking, they beat and raised yet again higher than what Wall Street was expecting. But here you can see about 3% of all stocks are falling under their 50-day moving average today. Like I said, 80+% of stocks are actually declining today. So to see Tesla red is really just normal in the context of what's going on in our markets today. It does appear that Tom Lee was wrong, that if NVIDIA came out and beat expectations, you would see a broadening out of our markets. At least so far, that's not happening, and it's actually quite the opposite. You're seeing money sucked from all other areas of our markets and taken into Nvidia. But obviously now time will tell. Nvidia does tend to sell off before or after earnings, and now that the stock's at a new all-time high, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a pullback here, and that's when we would want to watch for a potential broadening in the markets. And I will point out the obvious. I think 95% of this move higher in Nvidia today, almost 11%, is really just based on the stock split news, the 1-for-10 stock split. Without that, I think Nvidia would not be doing nearly as well as it is today. The numbers themselves, the beat and raise, was fully priced in by the markets with that rally from 750 to 950 the prior month before now. Nonetheless, point is, markets broadly are not doing well today. And that's really obvious in the Russell that's down 0.6% and the Dow that's down even more than that. The Dow is down 0.63%. Here from Big Money today, you have seen two big institutional orders totaling $1.69 million with a positive order value of 0%. Now, I find this very interesting because if you actually take a look at some of the orders coming through today, some of them are very positive. But you can actually see here a December 19th, 2025 $230 call bought for $1.69 million. You can see a December 18th, 2026 230 call bought for $2.51 million. So I don't know exactly what's going on here. There's actually a lot of large bullish trades on Tesla stock for, not too far out, right? You see in August 16th, 230 call for $270,000. That's a very bullish trade. And there's a lot of other trades like this. December 18th, 2026, $300 call for $535,000. December 18th, 2026, $200 call for $1.74 million. So I don't know if these numbers are just not being calculated correct or what's going on here, but there is a decent amount of very bullish option activity today in Tesla. Here today, you still have multi-year highs for short interest of 3.88%. You have $19.4 billion currently in short positions and 107.57 million shares that are currently sold short. Cost to borrow fees sitting at about 3% as well. Sentiment today in Tesla stock is actually improving from yesterday. Yesterday, you were neutral at 50. Today, you're bullish at 57. Message volume today is a little bit lower. Yesterday, you were extremely high at 75. Today, you're at high at 62, so nothing too crazy there. Participation ratio today is actually moving lower into a normal range of 54, whereas recently we've been anywhere from 55 to 57. Google Trends data for the Tesla lineup continues to show strength, especially with the Cybertruck. Ladies and gentlemen, if you still don't think a halo effect is coming from the Cybertruck, I don't know what else is going to convince you. Google Trends data is still exploding for the Cybertruck. It seems like more people are learning about the Cybertruck each and every single day and going to look into the product. Maybe people are starting to see them out on the roads or seeing their celebrities talk about the Cybertruck. Who knows exactly what's going on, but the trends don't lie. The Cybertruck recently ticked up from 73 to 74. The Model Y actually fell from 46 to 40. The Model 3 went from 25 to 23. The Model S actually fell from 12 to 11. And the Model X fell from 10 to 9. And I do think the Cybertruck halo effect will come in waves. Google Trends data for full self-driving is still pretty strong as well, albeit the trial is over with. And you would expect these numbers would continue to fall. They're actually just sideways for the last couple of weeks. May 5th through the 11th, you were at 25. You jumped up to 32 May 12th through the 18th. Now you're back to 25 from May 19th through the 25th as well. So you're just really trending here in the high 20s, the low 30s, which is a lot higher than where we used to trend less than 20. So that would suggest a take rate that is now higher than it was before. In the next video, we will be going over an in-depth breakdown of the technicals and what I believe is the next step ahead for Tesla stock. But right now, you're really just trying to hold support at that 20-day moving average around where is it, $178 per share. You're about $1.10 under that right now. So if we can hold that throughout the rest of the day today, that'll be great. If not, you're likely just gonna trade between that 50-day around 171 and your 20-day moving average. If things get worse, then you're looking at that 161, 160 level or so, but that's not what I'm forecasting, at least right now. If you take a look at the RSI is at 51.5, so you're pretty neutral. You're about as neutral as you're going to ever be for Tesla, and the MACD is still pretty positive. Signal line is rising quite a bit, so that's a good sign as well. TLT is having a rough day, down 0.69%. Oil is down 0.5%, so that is great news for inflationary pressures. Fantastic news. And the dollar is actually up 0.1%, which is not great. So a little bit of a mixed bag if you're looking at commodities today, or if you're looking at the dollar today or bonds today. Those are not great. Commodities falling, doing a little bit better. 10-year treasury yields today also up about 5 basis points, which is helping to put the pressure on stocks that are interest rate sensitive, like Tesla. But more on all of this in the next video. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about this information down below in the comment section. If you guys want to come join the trading community, check out that link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.